It's literally a bunch of ratchet, ugly, inside and out women fighting over God knows what, being guided by a woman that keeps trying to relive her 15 minutes of fame, and then produced by a trash behind production company that more than likely is not going to be around too much longer. What in the world do you think I'm going to gain from watching some nonsense like that? And this is my channel. And today, as you guys can see by the title, we're going to be talking about my beef with Ratchet Television. All right. Now, the only reason I decided to do this is because so many of you guys hit me up like, oh, I want to hear your thoughts on Baddies. Oh, I want to hear your thoughts on Love and Hip Hop. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to hear your thoughts on that. At my grown age, literally, I'm about to be 30 in a few weeks. Which, shameless plug, all right? It's about to be my birthday if you want to give me a gift, you know. Amazon wish list is down below. At my grown age, why do you guys think I would ever be entertained by any of those shows? Now, I know there's probably some of y'all that are my age, right? 29, 30, 40 that watch these shows and you find them entertaining. That's your business. That's your prerogative. You can watch what you want. But all I got to say is, I cannot stand Ratchet Television, and I left that a very long time ago. But of course, before we get into this, make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash everybody you know that can help a sister out. If you guys are not aware, I am running a GoFundMe for my family and I to help with expenses. As my father got sick last year, please make sure you guys support by heading to the link in the description and or pinned comment. If you can't, please share it. If you don't want to, it's okay. Just watch all of my videos through and through without skipping through them, okay? Because it would definitely be appreciated. And of course, happy holidays. I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday, or if you're working, I hope you get into that bag, okay? Secure valise. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. With that being said, comment down below. How do you feel about Ratchet Television? Do you consume it? Do you not consume it? Why or why not? Because I'd love to hear where you guys are at with this, because I'm at a point where it's just like, I just can't take it. I don't want to see nothing about it on my timeline. I don't want to see it on my TV. I don't want to hear anyone talking about it, because it's just like the fact that people think that this stuff is entertaining is a problem. However, as a hypocrite, yes, I say hypocrite, there are certain shows I do enjoy, like 90 Day Fiancé, which a lot of people watching this probably won't consider Ratchet Television, but I do. I think it's pretty ratchet.
Invite me to Vegas right now.
I'm so glad. Oh.
But don't mess up with me, Natalie. And stop insulting women. I didn't start, and it's not my fault that you are with a dude that doesn't give a about you.
I'm gonna sit there. Hey. Who you talking to? Hey.
Shut the up.
Call the cops.
Shut the up.
Wait for me.
Like I said, don't tell me what to do.
And it's funny because a lot of people probably wouldn't consider it Ratchet Television because it doesn't have that many black people. You're racist if you think that, okay? And black people can be racist, all right? And you have some problems if you think that Ratchet only means black, all right? I said what I said. Somebody got to call y'all out because Ratchet don't always mean black, all right? Another show I do enjoy is Love After Lockup, even though I haven't watched it in a very long time. But I will say, like, that show is getting so bad, and it's getting to the point where it's just like, I feel guilty watching these train wrecks. It's just like, can someone get these people help? Like, do these productions actually try to get these people help? Because there's so much going on, and there's so much that needs to be unpacked with these people and what they're going through that I just don't feel comfortable watching these things. Like, I feel genuinely bad. It's the same thing with a lot of these shows on Netflix. I don't like them at all, right? I'm talking about Love is Blind, The Ultimatum. It's like, you guys are playing with people's actual lives here. Like, these are actual people in actual relationships or who want to be in relationships. That's why I stopped watching Love at First Sight. I could not stand it. Like, I genuinely started to feel bad. And I realized, like, damn, I really must be an empath. Or like, I'm a very justice driven person, and I just cannot take people treating people badly, right? I can't take people like just sitting there going to make fools of themselves for money. I can't take seeing people go on these shows not genuinely there to make a connection, just go on there to boost their social media, get some recognition, get their 15 minutes of fame. Like, it really just bothers me, and it's just not that entertaining to me anymore. Even with 90 Day Fiance, I haven't watched it like in a minute. Like, sometimes I'll try to catch up, but I'm like 3 different spinoffs behind. Like, I haven't watched the new one. I haven't watched What Now. I haven't watched, like, chat, I don't even know what the fuck they got out right now. Like, it's just too much. I do watch Sister Wives though. Although I do not believe in polygamy and I do not think that is a stable way to lead your relationship, I do genuinely enjoy watching these people and their lifestyles. Like, I'm that type of person. Like, I like documentaries. I like seeing other people live differently from me. I like seeing other people's opinions. It's just something that entertains me. Like, if something could bring some sort of educational value, more than likely I will watch it. And when it comes to ratchet television, there's just no educational value there except the what not to do. And I kind of already know what not to do at this point. Of course, those are my initial grievances when it comes to ratchet television. My next grievance is a lot of ratchet television does showcase Black people and other people of color in a horrible light. And I'm not talking about the fighting, the yelling, the cussing, and the poor decisions. I'm talking about in poor light. Like, you ever realize how a lot of times you see a lot of these Black people just sprinkled into the ratchet white TV shows and the light looks bad? Like, they be having motherfuckers look literally casket ready, and it's like, okay, you can't tell me as a videographer, as a cinematographer, as a director, that you don't know how to properly light a Black person. But even at that, right, you can't tell me that there's no Black person there that's gonna say, oh, she look a little greasy, she look a little ashy, her wig, you know, it's not wigging, like, it just don't look good. Like, it's so weird. Almost every time when it's like not a primarily Black dominated show, you'll see the Black people looking all types of crazy. And I'm just like, you know, y'all didn't have to do this person like this. Like, and it makes me mad that a lot of people don't talk about this. Like, a lot of us are just happy to see Black people in these shows. A lot of us are just like, oh my God, yes, a Black person. Like, you know, but God, the lighting, okay, the lighting, the lighting, I just be like, no, li pas fait sens. Like, li pas fait sens. Like, and there's different ways to light different people. There's different ways to light different scenes, especially when it comes to, you know, like TV. Like right now, right, I'm on YouTube and I have 2 lights hitting me. And this is probably the most light I've ever used. And I'm probably going to have to tweak it later, right? You never just, you know, put out a video. You know, that's a lie. Sometimes I'll just put out the video without even color correcting it. Because for what? And I think maybe, I feel like, no, it's not even color correcting. Like, literally, it's just bad lighting, right? Like, if I turn off this light, right? So for example, if I turn off this light right here, look how, nigga, literally, we in the dark. Like, no. Like, legitimately, like, as a professional, right? As someone who works with cameras and stuff like that all damn day, it just hurts my soul. It hurts my heart. Especially coupling that with the way that we are portrayed. Okay, and that brings me to the next one. I cannot stand the way Black people are portrayed on ratchet television. Now, obviously, it's ratchet television. What do you expect? I understand that. Okay, I understand that. But at the same time, there's good ratchet and there's bad ratchet, right? There's the good ratchet where it's like not that bad, just a little here and there, maybe cussing somebody out, putting somebody in their place, not being as professional as you should in certain scenes. But then there's that ratchet where it's like, this is unfathomable. Like, we're throwing shoes, we fighting at events, we cussing out our moms, and like, I just can't get into it. Like, for example, Married to Medicine. When I saw that show was coming out, I said, great, because at this point I was done watching Love and Hip Hop, right? I loved Love and Hip Hop, especially Love and Hip Hop New York. But it got to a point where it's like, this is getting too ratchet and I'm tired of meeting new people every single season. That's why I really loved Love and Hip Hop ATL, because it was consistent cast, consistent storylines that flowed through and through. But again, it just got too ratchet to me. It got too boring to me because it was too ratchet to me. But when I saw Married to Medicine, I said, oh my God, perfect. I have something else I could watch. But then I saw it was a bunch of doctors, like women with a PhD, Black women with PhDs acting like smooth hood rats. That shit pissed me off.
Listen, why don't you fix your husband with his small stuff? I don't owe you an apology. Bitch, why you apologize then? Yes, bitch. What?
Sweetheart, how you look? I look way too pretty to talk to you. Don't put your money. Be respectful. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
I can tell you a lot of people that have slept with Damon don't even do that. Do you want me to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl?
because at that point it was giving, okay, even when these broads get degrees, they still don't know how to act. Swear to God, that's exactly what I got from it. And I know there's probably some people that are looking at this like, well, no, maybe that's your preconceived bias. Maybe it is my preconceived bias. But all I know is if I hear you say that you're a doctor, you better not be acting like a bird. That's absolutely insane. And I understand that doctors and lawyers and other professionals do have a life outside of what they do professionally. But this is absolutely absurd to me. Like the way these women act and the way they portray themselves is absolutely jarring to the point where it's just like, I don't know if the goal is to normalize doctors having ratchet. I don't know. I don't know if that's the goal or if it's just to showcase the lies of real ratchet doctors. Like, I can't stand it. I cannot stand that show at all. Like, it makes me so sad because it's like, these are wonderful, beautiful, smart, educated black women, and they out here acting like they on Love and Hip Hop. They out here acting like they on The Real Housewives. Okay, so speaking of The Real Housewives, nobody's gonna talk about how a majority of them are not wives anymore, and at this point they keep cycling out the cast to actually include people who are real wives who then end up getting divorced anyway. Like, it's very weird. It's like, where the fuck are y'all finding these people to put on this show? Tripping. I meant to talk about Basketball Wives. I was talking about Basketball Wives, but now that I look at it, Real Housewives does the same shit. But now into Basketball Wives. Like, literally, who's the only person married that's been here since day one? What, Jackie? And Jackie's batshit crazy too. Like, it's weird. Like, I feel like when it comes to ratchet television, it's one of those things where it's just like, it normalizes the way that they think we're supposed to act, right? It normalizes the fact that, oh, well, you know, it doesn't matter whether these women have class, come from money, have great careers, whatever case may be, they still gonna not know how to act. That's exactly how I feel when it comes to this type of content, because it's just like, what is the overall point besides entertainment, okay? And of course, we got to talk about Baddies. I've watched 2 episodes of Baddies, and that's because I had a ratchet ass friend that thought it was okay to put that shit on my fucking TV. Literally talk about some, oh my God, you should really watch it. It's so entertaining. It's so great. And like, yeah, I'm gonna leave Zeus on here so that you could watch it. I told her numerous times, I don't want to watch that ratchet ass shit. I don't care for that ratchet ass shit. This is really stupid ratchet ass shit. And the fact that you're even consuming this is extremely disappointing. And I say that because not only are we very close in age, but she's one of those, I really want to start a YouTube channel. I really want to do this. I really want to do that. I really want to go here. I really want to maximize my time and be productive like you are. Lived with me for 2 months and didn't make not one YouTube video, but spent hours watching Baddies. Spent hours watching YouTube videos, spent hours watching tarot readings. If you want to do something, do it. But never sit there and say, oh, you don't have time or you don't have this and you don't have that, because a lot of y'all spend too much time watching ratchet television, watching Netflix series, doing a bunch of shit that you're not supposed to be doing instead of doing what it is that you claim that you want to do. So I was just sitting there like, you know what? Let me actually give it a chance, right? Don't knock it till you try it. 99% of the things that I say I don't do, I literally tried. Down to smoking cigarettes. Oh my God, that shit was disgusting. I smoked it once. I felt like I was about to have a fucking asthma attack. So obviously it's safe to say, like 9 times out of 10, if I'm saying like, yo, I don't fuck with this, I really don't. So I was like, you know what? Let me give Baddies a chance. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe it'll be my new 90-day fiance. I don't know. The whole thing was fighting. The whole thing was like, there was no storyline. There was no point A to bring you to point B to blah, 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 getting punched in the face. There was no, like, it's literally just a bunch of bitches in a house. And then you got Natalie Nothing showing up, trying to guide these bitches, but you can barely guide yourself. Go sit down. And it's like, it's literally a bunch of ratchet, ugly, inside and out women fighting over God knows what, being guided by a woman that keeps trying to relive her 15 minutes of fame and then produced by a trash behind production company that more than likely is not going to be around too much longer. What in the world do you think I'm going to gain from watching some nonsense like that? Okay? Like, I was so annoyed because it's like, listen, again, there's good ratchet and there's bad ratchet. Good ratchet, I ain't gonna hold you, is like Love and Hip Hop. Even though I don't watch it anymore because it just got too ratchet for me and it was a little too redundant, but some things were just a little too foreign, whatever the case may be. It is good. Like the way everything is structured, the way the storylines go, the way, you know, it's not a fight every 2 minutes, every episode. Like, I just was exhausted watching Baddies. Like, and it's sad because this is supposed to mimic Bad Girls Club. Listen, I loved Bad Girls Club. Definitely top tier, the best Ratchet TV you could watch. Bad Girls Club was what Baddies could never be. Okay, Baddies could never be like Bad Girls Club. And one thing I really did like about Bad Girls Club later on was the fact that they sat there and they brought a therapist to help these crazy ass bitches with their problems. And honestly, the reason I really liked Bad Girls Club was because shit, I belonged on it at one point. I've been ratchet. One thing about me, I'll slap a bitch back in the day. I don't do it no more. I'm damn near 30. We call the police. But back in the day, I'd slap a bitch. Like, and I still say I'll slap a bitch. Now I make threats all damn day. That's day and night. Okay, but I ain't really gonna do it. I got ratchet in me. I grew up in the hood. I understand. But when it comes to subscribing to these things, watching these things all day, I just can't. Like, literally, the most ratchet TV I watch on a consistent basis now is Sister Wives. And it's not really ratchet no more. I mean, there was never any fighting or anything like that. So I guess that's just trashy reality TV. I think that's where that falls in the line. And once in a while, I'll try to pick up Love After Lockup, but it's just so much going on and I've missed out on so many seasons that it's just like, I'll probably try to get to it in January because I'm trying to take like a nice little hiatus, a nice little break so that I could like sit down, wake up, relax or whatever. But like, it's just, I can't. Like, reality TV, trashy TV, ratchet TV has gotten to the point where it's just a little bit unbearable.
Editing this, I'm realizing that the appeal is probably that a lot of people could relate to this because they are currently in their ratchet era. They're in their ghetto era. They still haven't grown up. However, like I said, it's your big age, bro. Like, ain't no way you 30, 35, whatever, and you still find this shit entertaining because you relate to it. Because if that's the case, that means you need to change your life. You should not be fighting and doing all of that, carrying on, and find any of that relatable. Unless you're trying to relive your like younger life or whatever. And that's another issue that I see, especially when it comes to baddies. Most of them are way too old to still be acting like this. Like, no. At least when it came to reality, trashy, ghetto type of TV back in the day, like these people was young. Okay, like they was not even touching 30 at that. And 30 is still young, but 30 is way too old to be acting like the way these people act on TV to be like, oh, well, I just find it relatable. And if you don't find it relatable, more than likely you just find this shit entertaining in terms of like you just like seeing people hit each other and argue and like, I just can't get into it.
And I would hope, again, like y'all at the big ass fucking age of anything over the age of 25 finds that entertaining. Those of y'all that have a life, those of y'all that got shit to do, those of y'all that got kids, those of y'all that are actually productive would understand that this is probably one of the worst things you could do is waste your time watching trashy reality TV, trashy ratchet TV, like, child. Like, even with Sister Wives, like, I set down time to watch it, like, after I'm done with all my work for the day. Like, it's not something that's just playing. It's not something that I just, oh, let me go watch the clips. I just can't. Like, I just cannot consume my mind with that in general. And in general, I'm like that, like, across the board. Like, I don't scroll on social media because I know there's going to be shit on there that I don't feel like seeing and things that are going to distract me from what it is that I am doing, right? So I make it a point to only follow people that I know and follow things that inspire me. And it makes me mad because I've been spending this whole month trying to, like, cut down followers and delete people and shit. And it's just like, oh my God, I'm so close to making a new account, but I'm not going to do that. Follow me on Instagram anyway. But it's just like, I genuinely feel like a lot of these things are here to bring us down. I feel like the reason trashy television, ratchet television, whatever the case may be, is here is because they want to poison our brains. And most importantly, they want to poison other people's brains about what they think about us. There are no shows except for the Baddies male edition. What the fuck was it called again? Bad Boys, yeah, with the exception of that, unless they brought it back. I actually liked it. I watched the whole thing. I actually did like it. And it wasn't as bad as Baddies, like in terms of like the fighting or whatever. I will say there's not many shows that you see, right? All that to say, there's not so many shows that you see where there's black men acting out like that. It's almost always black women. It's almost always black women cutting up, cussing people out, going off, being nasty, doing all types of disgusting shit. And I don't like the image it portrays about us. We have enough things out there that portray us in a horrible light We do not need ratchet television to make that worse. Okay, like, and that's why I don't subscribe to it. It's more of a moral thing. It's more of a, hey, if you don't pay attention to it, it'll go away. It's more of a, man, hopefully if less people watch this, it'll go away. But unfortunately, there are too many people watching these shows. And I think it's a lot of young people watching these shows because we watched Bad Girls Club. But Bad Girls Club is nowhere near as bad as Baddies. Okay, like it's completely different. Again, there's a difference between good ratchet and bad ratchet, and it's like there has to be levels, there has to be balance, there has to be scripts. You know, I went to school for broadcast journalism, so it's like I know a bad show when I see it. Like I know when something's poorly put together. I know when something like was just genuinely not thought out properly because it shows as soon as it is aired. You cannot edit that type of bullshit out. So it's just like, it's unfortunate, and it's not even just the violence that it showcases. It's more so the cinematography, the directing, the storylines, the writing, all of that is garbage. It really is. And the fact that kids are the ones that are mainly watching these things, right? We have literally mainly Generation Z that are sitting here watching this shit. I mean, I had a couple grown ass people ask me what I think about Baddies, and it's like, nigga, you shouldn't even be watching that. Like, you are too grown to be subscribed to that mess. And I understand everybody likes to see a train wreck, but it's like, you know what? I'm beyond that pass. I'm kind of beyond that point. Like, I think you're a little weird. What the fuck was that? I think you're a little weird if you're out here watching that over the age of 30. Like, child, over the age of 25, in my opinion. But again, this is all just my opinion. With that being said, comment down below. What do you guys think about ratchet television, trashy television, or anything like that? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. It's okay if you don't agree. I'm just happy you were here. Again, happy holidays. Peep the description box for everything that you need. Link down below. I am or was, depending on when this comes out, doing 12 days of story time on my personal channel. Please make sure you guys check that out and subscribe to all my channels. I love you guys so very much, and I'm going to see y'all next time.